January 19th, 2025. This day in America was one of the most watched from people, as this was the day TikTok, with over 170 million people in the country on it, basically half the country, was supposed to be banned and cease to exist here. When the day came, it did get banned for a single night. Then it came back and we all went to being completely useless and numbing our brains. But honestly, looking back at this day a year and a half ago, I must say, we would have been better off as a society if this just stayed banned. The dialogue and types of creators every year on TikTok gets worse and worse. And one of the most annoying creator genres on the app that has only gotten worse this year is what we call man haters. Or as people are calling it now, performative man hating, and that's not just dudes saying it, it's women as well. Before we get into it though, let me lay some things out. A woman making content advocating for women's rights and talking about the struggles women face around the world, aka real feminism, is not the people I'm talking about. Y'all know me by now. I'm not gonna go on some red-pilled rant like Andrew Tate saying women should always listen to what a man says. If you know anything about me, you know I don't like them red-pilled either. They're losers to me too. The girls I'm talking about are the ones on TikTok who blatantly made their whole personality just hating men, and that's it. Of course, even making these distinctions, somebody still is gonna screenshot my thumbnail, post it on Twitter or Reddit, and say I'm some disgusting misogynist who hates all women and wants them to die. They did that with the last video I made on it, by the way, so it's not an exaggeration. One trend that's been picking up on TikTok this year is girls saying men should start off in jail. I don't think it needs much explaining. They're basically saying they think men should start off in jail because as a man, if you're born, you're destined to be a violent monster and be someone who assaults women. This ideology, by the way, is how they looked at racial segregation back then. They said races had to be segregated for quote-unquote safety reasons to protect themselves. Is it true on average that a man is more likely to assault a woman than the other way around? Of course, and those guys are disgusting. But to put half the population in jail because you may think they will become violent, you're out of your mind.
Somebody please make a movie where all men are born in jail.
If we made men start in jail and prove their way out, I really feel like only the bad men would have a problem with that.
Every guy should start in jail and have to work his way out.
Absolutely.
I think
love
that's
that idea.
because it's like you need to earn your place out here.
You do.
In my opinion.
You do. And it should be treated as if they're on probation for a while. Like one strike, you're back.
Yeah, even when they're out. Yeah, you're right.
This is why they say podcast mics need to be banned. It's overdue, to be honest. There's a lot wrong with this, but the main thing people are pointing out is that 99% of prisons are run by men. So who the fuck would put us in jail, my nigga? So people are pointing out, if they ever got this reality, I know it wouldn't happen, but just as a hypothetical, that this would make men 10 times worse. Because imagine being a little boy born and being told because of your gender, you're destined to be a monster. They're gonna get out and have wrath against all women worse than Chris Brown after arguing with his girl. I know some people are gonna comment and be like, bro, Tommy, it's obviously a joke. You're really falling for this? I get a lot of these posts are trolls, but honestly, looking in the comments, some of these women are concerning me. Like, I'm talking about if you gave them dictator power reign across the world, in a snap, they would do it. There's comments with thousands of likes of women saying they're not trolling, or even mothers with sons saying they would do it. Can you imagine your mom when you're born dropping you off to jail for like 10 years? I can guarantee that kid's gonna want nothing but bloodthirst for his mom. She's the first person he's taking out. Also, I'm pulling out the double standard card, alright? Imagine men started a trend saying women should start off in jail. I promise you they would instantly be banned on platforms, and these women would be criticizing these men, calling them misogynists. As a matter of fact, I did a test. I searched up women should start off in jail on TikTok, and there was no videos that popped up of dudes saying it. Try it yourself if you want. The fact that these girls can casually say this shit and get millions of likes with zero consequences is crazy to me. The reason more stuff like this is getting popular is because there's been a rise in what people are calling bio-essentialism. The notion is that if you're born a man or a woman, certain behaviors from you are natural and unchangeable. These girls' argument is if you're born a man, you're automatically violent and will hurt someone. Hence the whole men should start off in jail thing. Which is really stupid because, for one, you're telling me all the girls arguing this, every single man they know is a violent maniac who hurts people? Like, my every man you know the Joker or something? Do you live in Gotham City? The girls who type this stuff out saying every man they've ever known in their life is a horrible person, like, I need to know where y'all live because that's crazy to me. This isn't just between gender, by the way. It was the same racist argument people had of saying if you're black, you're automatically born low IQ because that's your race. They don't even realize how stupid they be sounding. It's just other girls on the app validating them. It's also why there are some women on the app making videos talking about pregnancy, saying if they have a boy baby, they're just gonna abort it. You can't make this up.
If you were pregnant with a boy, would you abort it? You seem like you would answer me now. Okay, short answer, yes, I would.
And then what does he do? He's gonna give you 5 boys and you're gonna have them all at the same time.
You're gonna give your first either it's a jail or it's an abortion.
Women are refusing to birth their own oppressors. In fact, they are liberating themselves from a life of suffering. Sons are no longer the standard, daughters are. For the first time, possibly in history, women are admitting that.
Can't we be the first country to throw away, like, boy babies? Like, in China, they give away and kill the girl babies. Why can't we get rid of the boy?
First off, if you're having a kid, isn't your first thought having a baby and not the gender? Why the f are you going through the pregnancy if you want to guarantee gender? Is this a McDonald's menu where you're saying your number order? Look, okay, I'm understanding of this type of notion. A lot of times, men typically want a son first, and a lot of times, women typically want a daughter first. I'm not mad at people saying that's their preference, but if you go as far as to terminate a pregnancy over not getting what you want, you gotta be put in some mental psych ward because you're insane. And you know for a fact with some of the women saying this, when they end up getting pregnant, if it's a boy, they'll still keep it. Then that son is gonna grow up and find the comment of his mom saying he's a piece of shit and should have been aborted. At that point, that's not even my mother anymore. I'm turning straight into pain. Crazy thing is, these women who want only daughters could literally adopt as many as they want. You could make your house look like the Loud House for all I care. To me, I don't care at that point if you're adopting. But what, are you gonna go through like 8 abortions or some shit until you get it right? A lot of them say the reason why they would have an abortion if it was a boy is because they don't want to birth their oppressors. But when you think about it for a second,
wouldn't that be your fault?
Aren't you the one raising your son? You're acting like right after birth he's getting thrown into the jungle. How about this? Teach your son to not be a piece of human being towards people and not be a misogynist. Because contrary to what these TikTok girlies believe of men, both my dad and my mom taught me to be respectful to women and not be a misogynist and assume things. Cause you know, every man isn't a raging woman hater that wants all women killed and oppressed like y'all think. These same girls will also get mad at a dude who says he doesn't want a daughter because she may become a hoe or OnlyFans a girl, which I do think is stupid too. If you actually raise your daughter and give her the best education and teach her self-respect, you have nothing to worry about. My point is, y'all are 2 peas in a pod. You're not different from the dudes that say that. Funny enough, a lot of times these dudes who become womanizers and scumbags are raised by single moms. Like, isn't it their fault they didn't teach their son to respect women? To them, it's just trying to find some man in their life to blame on the reason something is happening. Nothing is proving this more right now than the Lindsay Clancy trial. To the people who already know about this, I know, okay? Take a shot before we get into this bullshit. For the people that don't know, don't go down the rabbit hole because you'll want to punch your screen. The Lindsay Clancy case is a tragic case that happened in 2023 of a woman ending the life of her own 3 kids. Following after that, she attempted to take her own life but failed at doing so. And her husband came home after running some errands she sent him on to find all of his kids dead and his wife almost dead. She was suffering from postpartum depression and had issues with it for a while. She was fighting. She pleaded not guilty to the crime, trying to argue that she was under postpartum psychosis and was under a hallucination. But she also fully confirmed that she did do the crime. The reason she said not guilty is because she's trying to get sentenced to a mental health facility instead of a prison. Now, I want you guys to guess what these man-hating women on TikTok are arguing. 1, she did the crime and should go to prison. 2, she did the crime, but because she had postpartum issues, which were ignored, she should be sent to a mental facility. Or 3, saying the husband did it who they have 0 evidence on.
You already know the answer by now.
Medium.
Patrick did it for sure.
Patrick did
100%.
It. Oh.
That man did that shit.
So can you tell me why? I thought he was out of the house.
Yeah, but his time frame doesn't make sense. His shoes didn't match when he went into whatever, triple V's or whatever.
I think Patrick Clancy did it, and here's how I think it has happened, because I have not seen anybody share this perspective on the internet yet. Now, this is all my opinion. Do not take it for anything more than that, but here's what
I love how she said my opinion, and because of that, we have to think she's right, instead of the actual lawyers arguing the case and breaking it down. If you've been keeping up with this, it's not just a TikTok here and there saying the husband did it. There are TikToks posted daily with hundreds of thousands of likes accusing the husband of doing the crime and covering it up. They're saying things like he did it to get out of his marriage and have an affair. He did it because he secretly hated his family, as all men do, I guess. You have hordes of these girls going outside her trial and showing support like she's the victim. I guarantee if you went up to them and asked what they think about the kids who got murdered, they would say, wait, what kids? Their whole thing is putting the blame on Patrick and saying Lindsay is innocent, zero focus on the actual victims. It makes it worse considering she's literally admitted to doing it. It's not like she said he did it and the argument is going on between the court. They're literally making up an argument for no reason and blaming Patrick because they hate men so he had to do it. It's one thing to me if you want to advocate and say postpartum mental illness deserves better treatment, and say that people should have awareness of the signs, men included, and try to help with it. I'm all for that. It's a complete other thing to support this woman and blame a man who has never been a suspect. I blame the true crime genre of doing this, because people no longer take these cases serious and look at it like TV shows. Look at the way this one creator who's been covering it framed the kids as.
Stop thinking about these kids as people and think about them as ceramic vases for just 1 second.
Stop thinking about these kids as people and think about them as ceramic vases for just 1 second.
When we're at this point, do people care about the victims anymore? Mind you, this woman's bio says she has a PhD. That shit gotta get revoked ASAP. The whole true crime genre has never sat right with me. The way people talk about these cases in comments are so disgusting. The creators themselves don't take it serious. You have mukbang channels that are dedicated to true crime. The videos are always something like, so then he murdered 6 people in the apartment and moved onto the driveway where he... Damn, this chicken is good. The Popeyes employee who made this needs a raise. Lindsay Clancy to these women is how people defend their favorite fictional characters. They see Lindsay as a mother who was failed by the healthcare system, who dealt with a postpartum and had a lot of mental issues. And since they resonate with that, have to defend her actions no matter what she's done. Why can't y'all just say 2 things can be true at the same time? Lindsay Clancy is someone who wasn't given proper treatment for her mental needs, and also that she's a psycho killed 3 kids, so she should never see the light of day, whether that be in a prison or a psych ward. The girls online accusing Patrick has gotten so bad that his own lawyer put out a statement saying anyone spreading this defamation is now on notice. Which is lawyer talk of saying,
at least a couple of y'all asses getting sued for defamation after this is over. I'm about to make a bag off of y'all.
Do you know how scared shitless some of these women are gonna be if the trial ends and she gets proved 100% guilty of doing it? He's about to have the easiest lawsuit layup of suing people for defaming him, accusing him of murder. It's even worse too if she's convicted of premeditated doing it, meaning it wasn't because of her mental problems and she planned this out like a monster. Then all of these women are gonna have to live with the fact that they defended a woman who was just crazy and killed her kids and had no mental problems. The ironic thing of women accusing Patrick of doing it is it's actually misogynistic. It enforces the idea that an adult woman is not responsible for her choices, and that a man must be at fault because he didn't manage her properly. It's the same mentality of a man looking down at a woman in a high position saying she couldn't know as much as him because he's a man. You see this a lot in comments too. It could be some girl explaining how she killed 20 people in a mass shooting, saying she always had violent thoughts and would kill puppies for fun in her free time. Then you see these girls in the comments going, I just know a man made her act like this. Leos don't do this because they're warm-hearted. Women aren't toddlers, you dumbasses. They're fully grown adults with cognitive thoughts. From now on, I guess anytime a dude beats up his girl after an argument, men gotta go in the comments saying, I know she just egged on the fight and caused him to knock her out. But think of the mental problems he was dealing with. He had a hard, long work shift and she started tripping. To end it off, I think this man-hating epidemic on TikTok is the birth of a femosphere, just like men have the manosphere. The manosphere being people like Andrew Tate or Fresh and Fit generalizing things about women. A lot of these girls, whether whether they want to see it or not, are no different from Andrew Tate's ideologies. It's just the opposite way. You are not feminist or pushing women to a better place by doing this. My advice to anyone watching this is please don't fall down either of these communities. None of them live in the real world. They're just corny losers who get validation from their dumbass fan bases. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.